get it? Okay, how's everyone doing today? Great. Okay, so quick, we're going to introduce ourselves. I'm Mr. McMartin, and that's Mr. Armstrong. We're UNI students going to school to teach phys ed and health. So at this time next year, hopefully we'll have our own classes. We'll be in our own school. So we student teach next spring. This is part of our experience. So we go out into schools and we teach different lessons. I was just at Hanson for 4 weeks. Now I'm here, and then I'll go to a high school after that. So that's a little bit about us. You're good to go. I'm going to be teaching you today. I wanted to introduce him because going forward, you could have him. You could not see us at all. I don't know exactly how your schedule falls, but we'll be here for about 4 weeks teaching some lessons. Okay? So what did you do in your last PE class? What was the? Yoga. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. We're going to go into yoga. I am learning about yoga right now too, okay? I have tried to look up, practice. I did yoga last night before I went to bed. It's hard. Some of this stuff is going to hurt a little bit. It's going to be, you're going to struggle to balance, you're going to struggle to do it. I just want you to know, while we're doing it, you need to respect everyone. We want a quiet environment, somewhere you can breathe, relax, and do your yoga. So just make sure we're respecting everyone around you. Okay, show of hands, who knows some of the benefits of yoga? Name one.
It's calming.
It is calming. So yoga is a huge stress reliever, just like most exercise.
Flexibility.
Flexibility. Improve your flexibility, improve your quality of life, how you move, injury prevention. How many of you play in a sport or run or do any activity? Yeah, so yoga and flexibility is a big part of playing sports. Looking back at my athletic career, I wish I was more flexible. It helps you prevent injuries, perform at a higher level. So to get started, we're going to do a warm-up. We're going to play a little tag game, kind of get people moving, get your blood pumping, and then we're going to use the rest of the time to cool down and do yoga. Okay, so when I'm done talking, you're going to start right in that corner, and you're probably not going to like me for this. You're going to shuffle all the way down. So my chest is facing the center of the gym. I'm low, bending my knees, and when I get to the end, I'm just going to jog to the end. When I get to the other short side of the gym, what do you think I'm going to do? Shuffle. And then I'm going to turn, and I'm going to jog. And we're going to do that 3 times. Okay? So can I get everybody to stand up and get in this corner and begin? Okay, ready? Make sure you watch out for people around you. Don't all just start in a big blob. So actually, I'll just tell you when to go. Go. Go.
Okay.
Go. 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 Just a nice, easy pace. Get your blood pumping. Doesn't have to be a race. 3 times around. Good job. Once you finish your 3, take a seat back here. Once you finish your 3 laps, just take a seat back here facing the whiteboard. Finish your laps and take a seat. Okay, so now we're going to get into a little tag game. We're going to play this for a few minutes. Another thing, just get your blood pumping, get moving around, hopefully have some fun, compete. Have any of you heard of like amoeba tag or blob tag? It's pretty simple. Yes? Okay. So I'm going to explain it. So I will designate, to start, I'll designate 3 people to be it. Those 3 people will stand on the half court line. Does everyone know where that is?
Yes.
Everyone else is going to start on one side of the gym. If say I'm it and I tag someone, so I were to tag, what's your name? You can stand up. Hannah. I tag Hannah. Okay, me and Hannah are going to lock arms right here. Okay, then we have to stay together and try and tag other people. Now if we get to be a group of 4, then we split into 2 groups of 2. Okay? So we're going to do it. I'm going to try and keep it a little more organized. So I'm going to have the 3 taggers and everyone here, and I'm going to say go, and your goal is to get to the other black line on the other end of the court. If you get there, you're safe. Okay? And then I'll wait for everyone and I'll say go, and we'll go again. Does everyone understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so do I have 3 volunteers who want to start as taggers? We'll go you 3 right there. Yep, so stand up, stand on the half court line, face us, everyone else on the end baseline facing the middle of the court. Before we get started, a few reminders. The bleachers are off limits. Don't run up in the bleachers to get away from a tagger. Watch out for people around you. Make sure we're not running into people, pushing people over. Don't tag on the face, neck, eyes, okay? Try and protect each other. Ready? Go. Got one. You get somebody, lock arms. Think of some strategies you could use to tag people once you get multiple groups out there. Ready? Go. Got her. Okay, ready? Go. Hey, our groups might want to work together to get more people. Ready? Go.
This way.
There's a group of 4, split into a group of 2. There we go. Ready? Go. Ready? Go. Split the groups, split the groups. Should be no more than 3 in a group. Ready? Go. Hey, can I get everyone to come back down here now? Take a seat. We're going to go over some ground rules and get into our yoga.
The freaking worst at everything. Really
Okay, so now we're going to spend the rest of our time doing some yoga, kind of cooling down, relaxing. So like I previously said, just respect the people around you. Try and keep your voices off. You might struggle a little bit, make a noise. One of the poses might seem funny, look funny. Just try and respect those around you. If you look in the bleachers, you see yoga mats. What I'm going to have you do next, when I'm done talking, I want you to grab a yoga mat. Okay, you're going to grab that yoga mat. You're going to form a circle around the center circle in the gym. And you should be able to stand on your mat and hold your hands out and not touch anyone around you. Okay? One question.
Is the mat facing in towards
Yep. Mat facing in towards the circle. Good question. Long ways. Ready? Go. Once you get your mat placed, stand on the mat. Voice is off so we can get going. Spread out all around the circle. You shouldn't be able to touch anyone's hands around you when you reach your arms out. Scoot out, scoot out. Okay, I'm gonna go. Yes, you may also take your shoes off, set them down next to you. If you want, you can run over and set them in the bleachers. Can we scoot out a little further? Because I'm gonna go right here. Right here. Okay, perfect. Okay, so to get started, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to practice our breathing. So a big part of yoga is being able to breathe, control your breathing, slow your breathing, and relax. So today, to hold our poses, we're going to use something called a breath cycle, and that's just a number of breaths in and out. So our breath cycles today, you may have done it different in the past, is going to be 4 seconds in through the nose, 4 seconds out through the mouth. So everybody stand here and I'll count the breaths in slow for 4 seconds through the nose. Ready? In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Now can everyone close their eyes? We're going to do the same thing. Close your eyes. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now to hold each pose, we're going to do that 5 times. So in and out is 1 breath cycle. So we're going to do 5 breath cycles per pose. So right now I want you to stand on your mat, just put your hands down at your side, you're going to close your eyes and you're going to do 5 breath cycles on your own. Just practice that slow, controlled breathing on your own. Okay, now we're going to get started. So the first few poses that we're going to do are going to be standing poses. So I'm going to try and demonstrate the pose to the best of my ability. I'll get you started, and then I'm going to try and help you along the way, give you a modification if the pose is too hard for you. So just remember, respect each other. Try every pose. Some stuff may seem funny, may seem dumb to you. Just try it out. Yoga is really good for relaxing. So we're going to try and relax this last about 20 minutes of class. So the first pose is just called big toe pose. Okay, so we're gonna have our feet about hip width apart, and you're just gonna roll over. You ever stretch in a sport, say touch your toes? You're just gonna roll your body over and reach for your toes. Hold that for 5 breath cycles. Try and keep your legs straight. If you can't touch your toes, that's fine. When you're finished with your breath cycles, just stand right back up. Okay, this is where we're going to finish every time, just standing like this. So when you finish your breath cycles, just come together, come to the top, we'll wait for everyone, and we'll move on to the next pose. Okay? So this one, the next one is the chair pose. So basically your feet are going to be about shoulder width apart. You have your toes pointed forward. If you need to, point them outward a little bit. A big thing with this is we're going to sink down like we're sitting in a chair. What I don't want you to do is you don't just push your knees forward like this, okay? Sit your bottom down like you're sitting into a chair, and you're going to hold your hands over your head straight. If you can get really low, go for it. If not, I struggle to get about right here, so I'm going to stay right here this whole time. Okay, begin. 5 breath cycles. Good job. Okay, once you're done, come together. Now the next pose. This pose might be a little difficult. You can turn on your mat to do it. There's different things people call it. I call it the sumo pose. Some people call it garland pose, other pose. So I'm going to get a wide stance. You turn your feet slightly outward, and you're going to squat down, and you're going to put your elbows between your knees and hold your hands together. Now if that's too hard, you can rest your hands on the floor to hold yourself up. But I want you to try and keep your chest up as high as possible and try and keep your feet flat on the floor. Okay? Ready? Begin. Elbows inside of the knees. Good job. Okay, so now our next pose is going to be called the high lunge. So what you're going to do, you're going to take, I don't care what foot you start with, take your right or left foot, and you're going to step out in front of your body. Okay, you want to keep this back leg straight, and you're going to sink your hips. Notice my knees bent here. I'm not straight up with both legs. So I'm going to sink my hips down. I'm going to hold my hands up. Okay, if it's too difficult to balance, maybe try putting your arms out to your side, or you can rest that knee on the ground if you can't stay up. 5 breath cycles. Okay, now switch legs, go the other way. Try to reach those hands to the ceiling. Straight arms. Okay, next pose is going to be very similar, but this is going to be the low lunge. So reach out, and you get the rest of that knee on the ground. Do the same thing. This time, try and focus on keeping your chest up. Straight line through my body, through this back leg, and hands above the head. Reach for the sky. You should feel this stretch in your hips. At least that's where I feel it. Straight line. Torso through that back leg. Yep. When you're done, switch to the next side. 5 breath cycles. Okay, the next one is going to be similar to both the lunge poses. You're going to get in this position, your back leg, you're going to turn your foot at about a 45-degree angle. If you have to turn it all the way to a 90-degree angle, that's fine. You're going to start with your hands over your head, then you're going to reach down to your front foot and keep this arm in the air. Now switch to the other side. Okay, now we're going to go down to our mats. Just take a seat. The first pose we're going to do, this is going to be where we end every time. So this is just called the easy pose. So basically you're just going to sit cross-legged. You're going to rest your hands on your knees, close your eyes, do 5 breath cycles. Okay, now take the bottoms of your feet. It's going to be your butterfly pose. You put your bottoms of your feet together, hold your hands on your feet or ankle area, and you're just going to press those knees down to the side. Find the balance between comfort and challenge. Okay, don't push it too hard. You want to stay as comfortable as possible. 5 breath cycles. When you're finished, go back to the easy pose. Okay, next pose we're going to do, this is called the frogs pose. This one's a little more challenging, in my opinion. You can turn on your mat if that's easier. You're going to have your knees on the floor. You can spread them out wide, and you want your legs flat on the floor. So you're going to turn your feet over flat on the floor, and you're going to push your hips back between your feet. Your hands on the floor. If you want to turn on your mat so your knees have more padding, that's fine. Just push your hips back, eyes closed, hands or elbows on the floor. You should feel a stretch in your hips. Okay, the next pose we're gonna do is, I've heard it called cat-cow, cat-camel. You're gonna be on all fours, knees and feet on the floor. Try and keep your back flat to start. Then you're gonna go into cat for your breathe in. Just arch your back. Rotate your hips. 2, 3, 4, and on the way out, flatten that back again. Rotate your hips back the other way. Okay? Do that for 5 cycles. Okay, the next pose is going to be downward dog. Does anyone know what this is? You done this one before? Okay, you're going to have your hands out in front of your body. You're going to make a V with your body. Keep your legs straight. Push your hips to the sky. Push your weight back to your feet. Now, if you're really flexible, you can probably put your feet flat on the floor. If not, keep the heels off the floor. That's okay too. Hold that for 5 breath counts. Try and keep those legs straight, even if it means your feet aren't flat. Okay, the next pose is going to be another resting pose like our easy pose. It's going to be child's pose. So feet behind you. Sit back on your feet. Put your forehead on the floor. You can use your hands too here, or you can put your hands back at your side. Just rest your forehead on the floor. Okay, the next pose is just going to be a seated forward bend. Just keep your feet and legs flat on the floor, and you're going to just roll over and reach for your toes. If you can't get there, that's fine. You can grab your shins or your calves and rest there. Okay, now the next pose is the same thing, just wide angle. So you're going to spread your feet out. You're going to reach for the middle. Reach for the middle. 5 breath counts, slow, controlled breathing. Okay, the next one, we're gonna bring our feet back together. We're gonna do the staff pose. So this one, focus on keeping your body straight, your torso straight up and down. You're just gonna place your hands on the ground, rotate your shoulder blades back, close your eyes, breathe for 5 breath cycles. Okay, our last pose on the mat is the hero's pose. You come out on the mat, you're gonna have your knees at a wide angle, and you're just going to sit your bottom between your feet. Place your hands on your knees, try and keep your chest upward. You can turn on the mat if it's easier and more comfortable for you. Try and keep your chest upward, sit between your feet, not on them, between them. Okay, so that's all the poses I have. But for the next 2.5 minutes, I want you to choose whatever pose you like the most. Maybe you didn't like it, that's fine too. And practice that pose. Hold it for 5 breath counts and then move on to another one. So this is free for you to choose whatever one you like the most. Relax, respect everyone around you. Voice is off. Okay, everyone can stand up now. Stand behind your mats. When I'm done talking, I want you to start rolling your mat up tight and neat. Then you're gonna come over, set it in the bleachers, close to where you found it, and then get your shoes and take a seat back over by the whiteboard. One minute, okay. This way, just for a little closure quick. Okay, by a show of hands, who thought some of those were harder than you initially thought? I did, personally. Review, what are some of the benefits of yoga? I know you've done this before. Calming, flexibility. Okay, thank you. This class was awesome. You all behaved really well. Respected everyone around you, so thanks for helping me out. And I may see you. I'm going to be here for 4 weeks, so I may